Welcome to the InnoGuide Podcast, where we share the works of authors and mentors to guide innovation. In this episode, number 33, we'll be sharing Copilot for Dummies by Chris Minnick. In episodes 25 and 26, we did ChatGPT for Dummies, which was written by Pam Baker, and it was a book about using ChatGPT, starting at the very beginning and going into terrific depth on how to use the ChatGPT large language model. And I thought I would be remiss if we didn't also do Copilot. So Copilot is essentially the same engine as ChatGPT. It's built on the OpenAI platform. And this one is a part of Microsoft's suite of products, Microsoft's Office and the 365 family of products. So let's get started. Welcome to the world of Microsoft Copilot. We'll be diving into the basics of what Copilot is, how to get started with it, and why it's a game changer for productivity. Think of it as your first flight lesson with your new AI assistant, where we explore its capabilities, ethical considerations, and how to take it for a test drive. Copilot is an AI-powered assistant designed to help you work smarter, not harder. It integrates seamlessly into Microsoft 365 applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Teams, offering features like drafting documents, summarizing content, generating insights, and even creating presentations. Essentially, Copilot is like having a super intelligent intern who's always ready to assist, whether you're stuck on a blank page or need to analyze complex data. To get started, you'll need a Microsoft 365 subscription that includes Copilot access. Once you're signed up, you can enable it across all your applications. The setup process is designed to be user-friendly, ensuring that even those who aren't tech-savvy can get it set up and running quickly. And he actually goes through the details of this in the book. The best way to understand Copilot, of course, is try it out. Imagine you're working on a report in Word. You can ask Copilot to draft an introduction based on a few key points you provide. It's like magic. Copilot takes your input and transforms it into polished text. Or if you're in Excel, you can ask it to analyze a data set and generate insights, saving you hours of manual work. One example highlighted involves using Copilot to create a table in Word by simply typing a list of items such as 5 ways to use Copilot in Word and selecting the Visualize as Table option. Copilot generates a professional-looking table with headers and alternate row shading. This feature is perfect for anyone who wants to add a touch of professionalism to their documents without spending extra time formatting. As with any powerful ability, it's important to use Copilot responsibly. This chapter emphasizes the ethical considerations of using AI, such as ensuring that the content you generate is accurate and doesn't mislead others. Copilot is an ability to enhance your work, not replace your judgment. Always review its output to be sure it aligns with your goals and your values. So in Chapter 1, I don't go through all of the examples, but it goes through the basics of how to get set up. There are practical examples. He encourages you to explore its features while keeping the ethical considerations in mind. And by the end of the chapter, you'll be ready to take Copilot for a spin and start experiencing the productivity boost it offers. In Chapter 2, Chris dives into what he calls the art of communicating with Microsoft Copilot. Think of this as learning how to have a productive conversation with your new AI assistant. Whether you're typing or speaking, this is all about crafting prompts, refining your requests, and understanding how to get the best out of Copilot. So the first step in chatting with Copilot is understanding how to frame your requests. Copilot is like a super smart intern. It can do a lot, but it needs clear instructions. For example, if you ask it to help with a presentation, it might need more context to deliver exactly what you want. Instead, you could say, create a 5-slide presentation on the benefits of remote work, including statistics and visuals. The more specific you are, the better the results. It actually does a good job on exactly that prompt. Text prompts are the default way to interact with Copilot. Whether you're on your computer or mobile device, you simply type your request and Copilot responds. This method is great because it allows you to refine your prompts over time, save responses, and work quietly without disturbing others. For instance, if you're in a meeting and you need help with a formula in Excel, you can type your question and get an answer without interrupting the flow of the meeting. One tip shared in this chapter is to start simple. For example, if you're unsure how to phrase your request, begin with a basic prompt like, "Summarize this document." If the response isn't quite what you need, you can refine it by adding more details, such as, "Summarize this document in 3 bullet points, focusing on key takeaways." If typing isn't your thing, you can also talk to Copilot. This feature is especially handy when you're on the go or multitasking. Imagine you're cooking dinner and suddenly remember you need to draft an email. You can simply say, "Copilot, draft an email to my team about tomorrow's meeting," and it will get to work. Voice prompts are also great for brainstorming. For example, you could say, "Copilot, give me 5 ideas for a blog post about sustainable living," and it will generate a list of suggestions. This chapter emphasizes that while voice prompts are convenient, they might require a bit more refinement compared to text prompts. Understanding Copilot's limitations. While it's powerful, it's not perfect. It relies on the information you provide in the context of your request. For example, if you ask it to write a report, it might need more details about the topic, audience, and format. This chapter encourages you to think of Copilot as a collaborator rather than a mind reader. If the response isn't what you expected, try rephrasing your prompt or providing additional context. Refining prompts is a skill you'll develop over time. This chapter provides a helpful analogy. Imagine you're giving instructions to a new employee. If you're vague, they might not deliver what you need. But if you're clear and specific, the results will likely exceed your expectations. For example, instead of saying, "Help me with this project," you could say, "Create a project timeline with milestones for launching a new product in 6 months." If the initial response isn't quite right, you could refine it by adding, "Include tasks for marketing, product development, and customer feedback." This chapter is all about mastering the art of communications with Copilot. By learning how to craft effective prompts, use both text and voice inputs, and refine your requests, you'll unlock the full potential of this AI assistant. Whether you're drafting emails, brainstorming ideas, or analyzing data, Copilot will make your life easier one prompt at a time. In Chapter 3, we're exploring how Microsoft Copilot integrates with the Edge browser to revolutionize your web browsing experience. Think of this as your guide to turning your browser into a supercharged assistant that can help you research, summarize, and even organize your tabs. Let's dive in. It's an especially interesting chapter because Edge hasn't been a favorite browser of mine since the earlier experiences with Internet Explorer. But it's come a long way, and now that they've integrated Copilot, it can be a very useful tool. So, first things first, accessing Copilot in Edge is as simple as clicking the Copilot icon, which is in the upper right corner. On desktop browsers, you'll find it in the upper right corner, while on mobile devices, it's located in the middle of the bottom toolbar. Once you click it, a sidebar opens up, revealing Copilot's chat interface. This is where the magic happens. For example, if you're reading a long article and you want a quick summary, you can ask Copilot to summarize the content for you. Or if you're shopping online, you can use it to compare prices across different websites. The possibilities are endless. Personalizing your Copilot experience. One of the coolest features in Copilot Edge is its ability to personalize your experience. By enabling personalization, Copilot can use your browsing history and chat interactions to tailor its responses. For instance, if you frequently search for recipes, Copilot might suggest cooking tips or meal ideas based on your past queries. However, he also emphasizes the importance of privacy. While personalization can enhance your experience, it's crucial to understand what data Copilot uses and how to manage your settings. You can access these settings by clicking the 3-dot menu in the Copilot sidebar and selecting App and Notification Settings. For enhancing web searches, Copilot takes web searches to the next level. Instead of just typing a query into a search engine, you can ask Copilot to refine your search or provide additional context. For example, if you're planning a trip, you can ask, "What are the best hotels in Paris under $200 per night?" Copilot will not only provide a list, but also might include reviews and booking links. Another handy feature is visual searching. If you come across an image and want to know more about it, you can upload it to Copilot and ask for details. This is perfect for identifying landmarks, finding similar products, or even learning more about a piece of art. Using Edge's built-in actions. Edge's integration with Copilot includes several built-in actions that make browsing more efficient. For example, you can ask Copilot to group your tabs by topic, making it easier to manage multiple open tabs. If you're someone who always has 30-plus tabs open, this feature can be a lifesaver. You can also use Copilot to switch between light and dark modes, import passwords from other browsers, or even find where to stream a specific movie. These small but powerful actions can save you time and make your browsing experience more enjoyable. Checking and using your sources. When using Copilot for research, it's important to verify the sources it provides. This chapter highlights how Copilot can pull information from various websites, but it's up to you to ensure the accuracy and reliability of the data. For example, if you're writing a report and Copilot provides a summary of a study, take a moment to check the original source before including it in your work. Managing preferences and settings. Customizing Copilot settings is straightforward. You can adjust preferences like enabling or disabling personalization, managing notifications, and even clearing your interaction history. And for instance, if you want to start fresh, you can delete your chat history with just a few clicks. In summary, Chapter 3 is all about making the most of Copilot's integration with Microsoft Edge. From summarizing articles to organizing tabs and enhancing web searches, it transforms your browser into a powerful productivity ability. Whether you're a student, a professional, or someone who just loves exploring the web, Copilot in Edge is here to make your life easier. So go ahead and click that Copilot icon and see what it can do for you. Chapter 4 is about using Copilot with Edge Mobile. And Edge Mobile works well. It also supports extensions, so that could be useful. But I'm going to skip ahead and we're going to go to Chapter 5, using a Copilot Plus PC. Welcome to Chapter 5, where we explore the exciting world of Copilot Plus PCs. These aren't your ordinary computers. They're optimized for AI tasks, making them faster, more secure, and capable of handling advanced AI features locally. Let's dive into what makes these PCs special and how you can use them to supercharge your productivity. So what is a Copilot Plus PC? The first Copilot Plus PCs hit the market in June 2024. While they look like regular desktops or laptops on the outside, their true power is under the hood. These machines are designed specifically for AI tasks, allowing you to generate images, analyze data, and create content without relying on cloud-based services. This means faster performance, enhanced privacy, and the ability to work offline for certain tasks. For example, if you're working on a sensitive project, a Copilot Plus PC can process your data locally, reducing the risk of exposing it to the internet. This is a game changer for industries like healthcare, finance, and education, where security is paramount. Here are some of the exclusive features that set Copilot Plus PCs apart from a regular one. 1. Local AI processing. Unlike standard PCs that rely on cloud servers for AI tasks, Copilot Plus PCs can handle many of these tasks locally. This not only speeds up the process, but also ensures that your data stays on your device. 2. Enhanced performance. These PCs are equipped with hardware optimized for AI workloads, such as advanced GPUs and specialized processors. This makes them ideal for tasks like generating high-quality images or running complex simulations. And 3. Offline capabilities. Need to work in a location without internet access on a plane or something? No problem. Copilot Plus PCs can perform many AI functions offline, making them perfect for remote work or travel. Using AI in Windows. Copilot Plus PCs integrate seamlessly with Windows, offering a range of AI-powered features that enhance your workflow. For instance, you can use Copilot to draft emails, summarize documents, or even create presentations, all without leaving your desktop. One example highlighted in the chapter is the use of live captions. This feature automatically generates captions for any audio or video playing on your PC, making it easier to follow along with meetings, webinars, or even YouTube videos. It's a great ability for accessibility and multitasking. Co-Creator in Paint. One of the most exciting features of Copilot Plus PCs is the integration of AI into creative abilities like Microsoft Paint. The Co-Creator feature allows you to generate images based on text prompts. For example, you could type, "A painter and their dog in a sunny meadow," and Co-Creator will attempt to bring your vision to life. While the results aren't always perfect, they're a great starting point for creative projects. You can refine the generated images or use them as inspiration for your own artwork. Total Recall, managing your history. Another handy feature of Copilot Plus PCs is the ability to recall your interaction history. This means you can revisit previous prompts and responses, making it easier to build on past work or refine your ideas. For example, if you're working on a report and need to reference an earlier draft, you can quickly pull it up without starting from scratch. So, what's the future for Copilot Plus PCs? As AI technology continues to evolve, these machines are expected to become even more powerful and versatile. Future updates may include improved offline capabilities, enhanced integration with other Microsoft abilities, and new features designed to make AI more accessible to everyone. In summary, Copilot Plus PCs may represent the next generation of computing, combining the power of AI with the convenience of local processing. My sense after reading this chapter is the functionality is very limited at this point. So it will not be replacing your large language model with the current iteration of it, but perhaps it's indicating that as we go forward in the future, people may want to run more things on a local machine, and having an AI processor, a neural network processor on the PC is probably the right direction to go in. I don't see from reading the chapter that the value is there to run out and buy one right now. Chapter 6, Writing with Copilot. Welcome to Chapter 6, where we dive into how Microsoft Copilot can transform your writing process. Whether you're drafting a report, editing a document, or brainstorming ideas, Copilot is here to help. Think of it as your personal writing assistant, ready to collaborate and refine your work. Let's explore how to make the most of it. To access Copilot in Word, it's seamlessly integrated with Microsoft Word, offering a variety of abilities to assist with writing. You can access it through the Copilot sidebar, which provides options like drafting, editing, summarizing, even generating ideas. For example, if you're stuck on how to start a report, you could ask Copilot to create a draft based on a simple prompt. Drafting with Copilot. One of the standout features is Draft with Copilot ability. This allows you to generate a first draft of a document or section. For example, if you're writing a lesson plan for a poetry seminar, you can provide a brief description and Copilot will generate a detailed outline. In one example, Copilot generated a hands-on activity where students wrote poems in different styles. When this felt too open-ended, the Make Changes feature was used to refine the activity into something more engaging and structured. Copilot shines when it comes to editing. This Make Changes feature lets you rewrite sections of your document with ease. For example, if you have a paragraph that feels clunky, you can ask Copilot to make it better. It will provide a revised version while keeping your original text intact, and you can compare and choose the best option. Another handy ability is Auto Rewrite, which generates 3 alternative versions of a selected text. While these rewrites maintain the original meaning, they offer different sentence structures and word choices. For example, a paragraph about the auto rewrite feature itself was rephrased to sound more formal, though the author preferred the original conversational tone. Copilot can also summarize documents, making it easier to grasp the main points without reading every word. For example, if you're working on a lengthy report, you can ask Copilot to create a bulleted summary. This is useful for creating executive summaries or simplifying complex materials for presentations. You can even customize the type of summary you need, whether it's an abstract for a research paper, a synopsis for a story, or a table of contents for a book. Copilot can adapt to your needs. However, it's worth noting that while Copilot is great at summarizing, it may occasionally miss nuances, so always double-check its work. One note on this, too. I haven't tested this, but we may want to also test its ability to condense. Condensing versus summaries are 2 different things. When you summarize something, some of the content does get lost in the summary. When you condense things, content is generally not lost, so that's something to test. Generating ideas. We've all faced writer's block, and this is where Copilot really shines. If you're struggling to come up with ideas, you can ask Copilot for suggestions. For example, if you're writing an article about AI, you can prompt Copilot to brainstorm topics. It might suggest ideas like the future of AI in education or how AI is transforming healthcare. The Inspire Me button is another great ability for sparking creativity. When clicked, it generates text similar to the existing content in your document, helping you expand on your ideas or find a new direction. If your writing involves data, Copilot can help you organize it. The Visualize as a Table ability takes raw text and converts it into a clean, structured table. For example, if you list 5 ways to use Copilot in Word, This ability can turn that list into a professional-looking table with headers and rows. Rewriting and feedback. Copilot isn't just for generating content, it's also a great editor. You can ask it to evaluate your writing and provide feedback. For example, when given a poorly written sentence, Copilot might point out issues like excessive adjectives or repetitive structure. It can also rewrite the sentence to make it more concise and impactful. However, it's important to avoid leading questions. If you ask Copilot to praise a sentence, it will focus on the positives, even if the writing is crap. For balanced feedback, ask open-ended questions like, what are the strengths and weaknesses of this sentence or this paragraph? Limitations and best practices. While it's a powerful ability, it's not perfect. It may occasionally produce stiff or overly formal text, especially when rewriting. Always review its suggestions to be sure they align with your voice and style. Additionally, Copilot is designed to avoid generating content that could be considered harmful or controversial, so it may decline certain requests. So, key takeaways here: drafting. Use Copilot to create first drafts or outlines based on your prompts. Editing. Refine your work with abilities like make changes and auto rewrite. Summarizing. Generate concise summaries for reports, articles, or presentations. Idea generation. Overcome writer's block with brainstorming and inspiration abilities. And data visualization. Turn raw text into tables for a polished professional look. In summary, this chapter highlights how Copilot can enhance every stage of the writing process, from brainstorming to final edits. Whether you're a student, professional, or a creative writer, it's a versatile assistant that can save you time and boost your productivity. So go ahead and start writing with Copilot and see where it takes you. Chapter 7, Crunching the Numbers with Copilot. This is about Excel, where we explore how Microsoft Copilot can help you make sense of data in Excel. Whether you're a data wizard or someone who finds spreadsheets intimidating, it's here to assist you with everything from creating formulas to visualizing data. So let's see how the AI assistant can transform our data analysis experience. Launching Copilot in Excel. If you're a Microsoft 365 Copilot or Copilot Pro subscriber, you'll find the Copilot button in the Home tab of Excel. Clicking it opens the Copilot sidebar, which is your gateway to a range of data-related activities. Sidebar is divided into 3 categories. Number 1, create. Use this to add new columns with formulas. For example, you can describe the type of column you want, and Copilot will generate the formula for you. 2, edit. This helps with tasks like highlighting, sorting, filtering data. And 3, understand. This is where Copilot analyzes your data to find patterns, correlations, and trends, often presenting them in charts or pivot tables. Creating formulas with Copilot. Formulas are the backbone of Excel, but they can be tricky to master. Copilot simplifies this by automating the process. For example, the author used a weather data set and asked Copilot to create a column that tracks the running total of days with rain or snow. Copilot generated the formula and explained how it worked. While the formula wasn't perfect, it stopped updating after row 65. It was a great starting point, and after tweaking the formula, the issue was resolved. Always double-check Copilot's work. Powerful, but it can make mistakes, especially with complex formulas. Advanced formula techniques. Copilot can assist with more advanced tasks such as splitting and combining columns. For example, separating first and last names into different columns. Date and time calculation. Calculating the difference between dates or adding days to a specific date. I've also used it to take the time off a date and time calculation so that I can sort things more easily. Text functions, extracting parts of a string, converting abbreviations to full names, or concatenating text from multiple cells. I've used this as well. I copied a bunch of rows of data from a PDF. Comes in with completely non-delimited data, all in column A. And I asked it, separate this data into multiple columns. It did it very nicely. Conditional formulas. Applying calculations based on specific conditions, like reporting wind speed only on rainy days. Visualizing data with Copilot. Data visualizations is one of Copilot's standout features. It can create charts and graphs to help you understand trends and patterns in your data. For example, the author used a data set of tornado statistics and asked Copilot to generate insights. While some insights were obvious, such as rain correlates with humidity, Others were more useful, like identifying spikes in tornado fatalities over specific years. Another example involved a data set of disco tracks from Spotify. Copilot helped analyze the data, which included metrics like danceability and energy, and created visualizations to better understand the appeal of disco music. Pro tip: when asking Copilot to generate insights, provide as much context as possible. This helps it produce more meaningful results. Automated insights. Copilot can automatically analyze your data and highlight interesting patterns. For example, it might point out correlations or trends you hadn't noticed. However, as the author discovered, some insights can be overly simplistic or even humorous, such as the moon phase is a repeating pattern. While this feature is promising, it's best used as a starting point for deeper analysis. One other thing I'll mention that the author points out, Copilot in any of these Microsoft 365 tools can only work with files that are stored on a Microsoft data platform. So it can be in OneDrive, it can be on SharePoint, but it has to be something that has access to. And if it isn't there, you need to put it there and then ask it to do something. Otherwise, it won't work. If the file is located on your hard drive, Copilot will need to make a copy of it that's accessible somewhere on your OneDrive or your SharePoint site. So, key takeaways here. As far as ease of use, Copilot makes Excel more accessible, even for beginners. Formula assistance, from basic arithmetic to advanced calculations, it can help you create and troubleshoot formulas. Data visualization, it's actually very good at this. Turn raw data into charts and graphs to uncover trends and patterns. In these automated insights, let it analyze your data, but always verify its findings. Copilot takes the guesswork out of data analysis. Whether you're managing a small data set or tackling a complex project, it's a valuable partner in your Excel journey. The last thing I'll say about this is, in order for Copilot to make changes to rows or columns of data that you have, it has to create a table. So it will actually convert your data area of your spreadsheet into a table. It looks exactly the same, but it works with tables. So those are the two takeaways. It has to work with tables, and it has to work with files that are either on SharePoint or OneDrive. Chapter 8, Presenting with Copilot. This is about PowerPoint. It's actually a pretty strong player in PowerPoint, where it was, I think, a less strong player in Excel. So far, my favorites are using it in Microsoft Word is very useful. It's very useful in Word. It's very useful in PowerPoint. However, in Excel, it has some limited utility, but it will take care of some very mundane tasks for you in Excel. So there are advantages of using it there as well. So presenting with Copilot. Chapter 8, he explores how Microsoft Copilot can make creating, designing, and delivering PowerPoint presentations easier and even enjoyable. Whether you dread building slides or want to polish your presentation skills, Copilot is here to help. Let's show how this AI assistant can transform your presentation game. Interacting with Copilot in PowerPoint. When you open PowerPoint as a Microsoft 365 Copilot subscriber, you'll notice the familiar Copilot button in the Home tab, the upper right corner. Clicking it opens the Copilot sidebar, which offers built-in actions to get you started. These actions include create a presentation about to generate a new presentation on a specific topic, add a slide about, which adds a slide to an existing presentation, add an image of, to insert stock images based on your description. These actions are straightforward, but they require precise phrasing. For example, if you slightly alter the word of a command, Copilot might not understand it. Stick to the exact prompts for best results. Brainstorming and creating slides. Copilot can help you brainstorm ideas and create slides from scratch. For instance, the author wanted to prepare a 5-minute presentation for aspiring technical book author. After asking Copilot for ideas, the initial suggestions weren't quite relevant. However, refining the prompt to specify the audience led to better results. Copilot even generated 10 slides with proposed titles and descriptions. One example slide was titled Writing for Your Audience, which resonated with the author's experience as a For Dummies book writer. While the slide image wasn't ideal, the content provided a solid starting point. Enhancing slides with Designer. Once your slides are created, you can use PowerPoint's Designer feature to improve their layout and visual appeal. Designer offers layout suggestions based on your content. For example, if you have a text-heavy slide, Designer might suggest a cleaner, more visually appealing format. However, Copilot's ability to edit slides directly is limited. For example, if you ask it to rearrange elements on a slide, it might respond that it can't perform the task. This highlights the importance of combining Copilot with PowerPoint's built-in abilities like Designer for the best results. Another thing I'll mention is I have asked both in Excel and PowerPoint, I have asked it to make a change to a slide or insert a new slide with a particular topic from a document that I provided. And the document had to be on a SharePoint drive, so I asked it to make that change. It responded that it couldn't do it, and then it did it. So sometimes it responds that it can't, and then it goes ahead and does it anyway. Adding images. Copilot can insert stock images into your slides using the Add an Image of prompt. For example, asking for Add an Audience Applauding produced a relevant stock image. However, more creative prompts like 2 cartoon frogs sitting at a small table drinking wine didn't yield the desired results in PowerPoint. For such imaginative requests, you can use Copilot outside of PowerPoint, such as on the Copilot website, which integrates with AI image generators like DALL-E. That's DALL-E. Organizing your presentation. The Organize This Presentation prompt allows Copilot to analyze the slides and suggest new sections or rearrangements. While this can be helpful, it's important to save a copy of the presentation before using this. Copilot doesn't ask for confirmation before making changes, and its description of what it did might not always match the actual edits. So save a copy first and then review the presentation carefully after using this ability. Rehearsing with Copilot feedback. One of the most exciting features is PowerPoint's Rehearse with Coach, which uses AI to provide feedback on your delivery. This ability evaluates your pacing, filler words like and vocal variety, offering tips to improve your public speaking skills. To use this feature, select the Rehearse with Coach button from the slideshow menu. After practicing, you'll receive a detailed report with suggestions, such as avoiding monotone delivery or speaking too quickly. It's like having a personal speaking coach built into PowerPoint. So as a quick review, for slide creation, use Copilot to brainstorm ideas and generate slides quickly. For design assistance, combine Copilot with PowerPoint's Designer for polished layouts. Image generation, add stock images with Copilot or use external abilities for creative visuals. Presentation organization, let Copilot suggest sections and rearrangements, but double-check that it's what you want. And for rehearsal feedback, practice your delivery with Rehearse with Coach to refine your speaking skills. In summary, it shows how Copilot can simplify the process of creating and delivering presentations. Whether you're starting from scratch or fine-tuning your slides, Copilot is a valuable partner in making your presentations more engaging and professional. So go ahead, let Copilot take the stress out of presenting. Chapter 9, Emailing with Copilot. Welcome to Chapter 9, where we explore how Microsoft Copilot can revolutionize the way you handle emails. Whether you're drowning in a sea of unread messages or struggling to craft the perfect response, Copilot is here to help. So let's show how this AI assistant can make your email experience more efficient and even enjoyable. The email dilemma. Studies show that the average person spends about 2 hours a day reading and responding to emails. While some of this time is productive, much of it is wasted on spam, unnecessary notifications, or irrelevant messages. If you're using Microsoft Outlook, Copilot can help you cut through the clutter and focus on what really matters. Summarizing emails with Copilot. One of Copilot's standout features is its ability to summarize emails in threads. Long email chains can be overwhelming, especially when you're trying to keep track of who said what. Copilot's summary feature distills these threads into concise, actionable points. For example, imagine a family planning an 80th birthday party. The email thread is full of back and forth messages about who's attending, where to host the event, and what activities to include. Copilot can summarize this thread into a clear overview, saving the hassle of reading every single message. How about composing emails with Copilot? Writing emails can be time-consuming, but Copilot can make it easier. When drafting a new email, you can use Copilot to generate a polished, professional message. For instance, if you need to thank someone for their help, Copilot can create a thoughtful email for you. You can even ask it to turn the email into a poem because, well, why not? Yes, Copilot can do that too. Reply suggestions. When responding to emails, Copilot offers reply suggestions based on the content of the message. These suggestions appear in a Draft with Copilot window, where you can refine them or use them as is. If none of the suggestions work for you, you can ask Copilot to generate a custom response. Email coaching. Copilot also includes a feature called Coaching by Copilot, which provides tips to improve your emails. This feature focuses on 3 key areas. Tone, suggestions to make your email sound friendlier. Reader sentiment, tips to make the recipient feel included, such as ending with, "What do you think?" Clarity, ways to make your message more specific and easier to understand. While Coaching by Copilot is great for important emails, it might not be ideal for casual conversations. For example, it tends to take jokes literally, which can make your emails sound overly formal or humorless. Managing schedules and meetings. Copilot integrates seamlessly with your Outlook calendar, making it easier to manage meetings. When you receive a meeting request, Copilot summarizes the details and even helps you coordinate with others. You can reference your calendar directly in Copilot chat using the / command, which is especially helpful when scheduling meetings with multiple participants. Using Copilot for email with discernment. While Copilot is a powerful ability, it's important to use it wisely. For routine tasks like checking on a delayed order, Copilot-generated emails are perfectly fine. However, for personal or sensitive messages, like a love letter or a condolence note, it's best to write the email yourself. As we get more comfortable with AI, the line between appropriate and inappropriate use will likely evolve. So, key capabilities here. Summarizing. Copilot can distill long email threads into concise summaries to save time and effort. For composing, you can use it to draft professional emails or even creative ones. Replying, take advantage of Copilot's reply suggestions to respond quickly and effectively. Coaching, improve your email tone, clarity, and reader engagement with the Coaching by Copilot. And scheduling, manage meetings and coordinate schedules directly from your inbox. I do want to make a note that Copilot is available with Microsoft Outlook email, the new version. If you are still using the classic version, which I often use, you won't have access to this. Classic version has a switch in the upper right-hand corner that allows you to flip it to the new version. You have to be running the new version to have access to Copilot. In summary, this chapter highlights how Copilot can transform your email workflow from summarizing threads to crafting thoughtful responses. It could be a game changer for anyone looking to save time and communicate more effectively. So go ahead and let Copilot take the stress out of your inbox. Chapter 10, Meeting and Collaborating with Copilot. Welcome to Chapter 10, where we explore how Microsoft Copilot can transform your meetings and collaboration efforts. Whether you're preparing for a meeting, managing discussions in real time, or following up afterward, Copilot and Microsoft Teams is here to make the process smoother and more productive. Let's show how this AI assistant can help you make the most of your meetings. The modern meeting challenge. Today's world, most meetings are virtual and with participants often spread across different locations and time zones. Just scheduling a meeting can be a headache, let alone ensuring it's productive. Microsoft Teams, integrated with abilities like email, calendars, and project management apps, already helps streamline meetings. But with Copilot, you can take things to the next level by automating tasks like preparing agendas, summarizing discussions, and even skipping meetings altogether. Yes, really. Got my attention. Using Copilot in Microsoft Teams. To use Copilot in Teams, you'll need a Copilot Pro or Microsoft 365 Copilot subscription. Once you're set up, you can access Copilot Chat by clicking the chat icon in Teams. This feature, recently rebranded as Business Chat, BizChat, allows you to ask questions about meetings, generate summaries, and more. One of Copilot's most powerful features is its ability to understand and recap meetings. To enable this, you need to turn on transcriptions in Teams. This ensures that Copilot can capture everything discussed during the meeting and use it to provide insights and summaries. Preparing for meetings. The first step in any meeting is figuring out why you're having it and what you want to achieve. Copilot can help you draft emails to propose meetings and check participants' availability. For example, the author used Copilot in Outlook to write an email to a colleague, Chris P., proposing a meeting. Once the meeting was scheduled, Copilot helped create an agenda. In Teams, you can add an agenda by clicking an agenda link in the meeting details. This opens a collaborative workspace powered by Microsoft Loop, where you can add outline topics, meeting notes, and follow-up tasks. Copilot can even generate a draft agenda for you based on your input. While the generated agenda might need some tweaking, it's a good starting point and can sometimes save you some time. Real-time meeting assistance. During a meeting, Copilot can assist with various tasks provided you've enabled transcription. To do this, click the More button in Teams and select Record and Transcribe. Then choose Start Transcription. Once transcription is enabled, Copilot can recap the meeting so far, list action items, suggest follow-up questions, highlight unresolved questions, or summarize different perspectives on a topic. For example, during a meeting with Chris P., the author asked Copilot to summarize the discussion so far. The response was accurate and even helped steer the conversation. While this feature might feel unnecessary in one-on-one meetings, it's invaluable in larger group settings where keeping track of everything can be challenging. Post-meeting summaries. After the meeting, Copilot continues to shine. Shortly after the session ends, Teams provides a recap screen that includes a video recording of the meeting and the agenda, as well as AI-generated meeting notes and a full transcript. You can also view visualizations of the meeting, such as when participants spoke, speaker's view, the topics they discussed, topic view, and screenshots of key moments, chapters view. These abilities make it easy to review what happened and ensure nothing important is missed. In the recap screen, you'll find a Copilot button that allows you to ask questions about the meeting. For example, you can ask Copilot to list all action items, and it will scan the transcript to provide a summary of tasks assigned during the meeting. This feature is a game changer for ensuring meetings are productive and actionable. Understanding Copilot's limitations. While Copilot in Teams is incredibly useful, it does have some limitations. Transcript dependency. Copilot's knowledge of the meeting is entirely based on the transcript. If something important isn't captured in the transcript, Copilot will not be able to help. Limited integration. Copilot in Teams doesn't fully integrate with other apps. For example, it can draft an email or suggest PowerPoint slides, but you need to manually copy the text into the respective app. Subscription requirements. Every participant who wants to use Copilot in Teams must have a Copilot Pro or Microsoft 365 Copilot subscription. Manual transcription setup. You need to enable transcription for each meeting manually if there's no option to set that as the default. Despite these limitations, the benefit of using Copilot in Teams far outweighs the drawbacks. It's a powerful ability for making meetings more efficient and ensuring follow-ups are clear and actionable. So, in summary, for preparation, you can use it to draft emails, schedule meetings, and create agendas. Real-time assistance, let it summarize discussions, list action items, and answer questions during the meeting. Post-meeting insights, review the AI-generated notes, transcripts, and visualizations to be sure nothing was missed, and be aware of its dependency on transcripts and the need for manual setup. Copilot can transform the way you approach meetings. From preparation to follow-up, this AI assistant makes sure that your time is spent productively and every meeting has a clear purpose and outcome. So, let Copilot take the stress out of your next meeting. Chapter 11. Generating and Manipulating Images. Welcome to Chapter 11, where we dive into the creative world of generating and editing images with Microsoft Copilot. Whether you're looking to create stunning visuals from scratch or refine existing ones, Copilot has some exciting abilities to offer. Let's explore how you can unleash your inner artist with the help of AI. Making pictures with Copilot. Copilot uses OpenAI's DALL-E model, DALL-E, for image generation. Unlike traditional drawing or painting, where you start with a blank canvas and add details, DALL-E works by starting with random pixels and iteratively refining them to match your prompt. Think of it as sculpting an image from a block of marble, removing what doesn't fit until the final masterpiece emerges. For example, if you ask DALL-E to create a picture of a dog, it starts with random noise, removes some pixels, and checks to see if the result looks more like a dog. It repeats this process until the image aligns with your description. This process, called diffusion modeling, is also used for tasks like video generation, image restoration, and denoising. Prompting for images. Creating images with Copilot is as simple as typing a prompt. However, the quality of the result depends on how well you describe what you want. Here are some tips for crafting effective prompts. Be specific about the subject, such as a bird flying over a glacial lake. Include details about the location, time of day, or lighting. Specify the style, such as watercolor, oil painting, anime, and add context by assigning a role to Copilot, like, "You are an abstract painter." For instance, the author prompted Copilot to create an image of a bird flying over a glacial lake. Within a minute, Copilot generated a beautiful image that matched the description. You can download these images for further editing or sharing. If you want more options, you can use Bing Image Creator, accessible at bing.com/images/create, which also uses DALL-E but offers additional features like generating multiple variations and resizing images. That's Bing Image Creator. Using Microsoft Designer. Microsoft Designer takes image creation to the next level by combining AI-generated visuals with traditional editing abilities. Here's how it works. 1. Templates and prompt. Designer offers a variety of templates for projects like social media posts, brochures, or greeting cards. You can start with a blank canvas or use a prompt to generate an image. 2. Customization. Once an image is generated, you can edit it using abilities like cropping, background removal, or color adjustments. For example, the author created an Instagram post for International Dog Day by generating an image of dogs doing human activities like reading the paper or playing guitar. 3. Generative erase. This ability lets you select and replace parts of an image. For example, if an unwanted person appears in your image, you can remove them with a few clicks. Designer also includes features like resizing images, adding text, and applying filters, making it a versatile ability for both beginners and professionals. Editing images with AI. The Edit with AI feature in Designer lets you refine your images further. You can adjust colors and opacity, add or remove elements using AI abilities, or position objects on the canvas for a polished look. For example, the author used the generative erase ability to remove a person from an image, resulting in a cleaner position. While the results weren't perfect, they demonstrated the potential of AI-assisted editing. Boosts and limits. AI image generation requires significant computing power, so Copilot limits the number of images you can create per day. Free accounts allow up to 15 images daily, while Pro accounts offer 100. These limits are tracked using a system called Boosts, represented by a lightning bolt icon. If you run out of boosts, you'll need to wait until the next day or upgrade your account. So, takeaways here. Image creation, you can use Copilot or Bing Image Creator to create stunning visuals from text prompts. Microsoft Designer, combine AI-generated images with traditional editing abilities for professional quality designs. Customization, refine your images with features like cropping, background removal, and generative erase. And Boosts keep track of your daily image generation limits to plan your projects effectively. In summary, the chapter showcases how Copilot and Designer can empower your creativity. Whether you're designing a social media post, creating a custom illustration, or editing a photo, these abilities make it easy to bring your ideas to life. So let your imagination run wild and see what you can create with Copilot. Chapter 12 is entitled Using Copilot for Project Management. This is a chapter that goes into using Microsoft Planner for project management and then how to use Copilot alongside that. So I am going to skip that one. And then Chapter 13 is making custom Copilots, where you can use Copilot Studio to make your own Copilots to do specific tasks, making an AI assistant that does a particular job for you. And I will leave that. There's an awful lot of detail in there. You'll actually want to see the screens and see how to do this. So I will leave that for the interested reader to read about how to do that. You can take your output that you've created, you can embed it in websites and such. These are very useful tools. I'll also be including a section on creating custom agents in my Artificial Intelligence for Executives and Managers course, which will be launching by April 1st on InnoGuide.net. And for the last chapter I'd like to cover in here, Chapter 14, expanding Copilot's capabilities with plugins. And just wanted to make mention of this, not go into a lot of detail, but plugins are like apps for Copilot. There's small programs that can be added to give it new abilities. One plugin allows Copilot to search the web, retrieving data from specific services or interacting with external abilities like Dropbox or Mural. The difference between plugins and custom agents is that plugins work with Microsoft 365 Copilot, while custom agents are standalone Copilots designed for specific tasks. Plugins are very powerful, but there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Keep these things in mind if you're using plugins, and think you'll want to use at least one of them. Orchestration layer. Copilot uses an AI decision-making system called the orchestration layer to decide which plugin to use for a given task. For example, if you ask Copilot to find flight information, it might use the Kayak plugin to handle the request. Limitations of LLMs. This is important. Large language models, like the one Copilot uses, have a knowledge cutoff date. This means they can't provide information about events or data after that date unless a plugin, like the Web Content plugin, is enabled to fetch the data information. So, for example, without the Web Content plugin, Copilot couldn't tell the author who won the 2024 Super Bowl. But with the plugin enabled, it could perform a Bing search and provide the correct answer. So it's going to be important to know whether or not you have plugins enabled, and some companies may allow it, some may not, but most of them allow you to use the Web Content plugin. So plugins may be used to overcome some of Copilot's limitations. Here are two main types of plugins. Teams message extensions. These are plugins specifically for Microsoft Teams. They allow Copilot to interact with other apps within Teams, such as creating collaborative whiteboards with Mural or managing tasks with Monday.com. API plugins. These connect Copilot to external programs using their application programming interfaces, APIs. For example, the Dropbox plugin allows Copilot to search, upload, and preview files stored in Dropbox. So you can create your own plugins using Copilot Studio, and he's got some notes on how to do that as well. But the one that you do want to make sure is enabled, if you need to have current content returned by your AI, your Copilot environment, then the Web Content plugin should be enabled. There's a Kayak plugin, there's a Mural plugin for whiteboards, and the Dropbox plugin, which we already discussed. With the free version, 3 plugins from a limited list can be activated. Copilot Pro offers the same plugin options as the free version, but with additional features. And then Microsoft 365 Copilot includes access to the Web Content plugin and other work-specific plugins. Plugins are not available on all Microsoft Office applications, but they can be used in Microsoft Teams and Copilot Chat. Always review the terms of use and the service and the privacy policies for any plugin you enable. Some plugins may share your data with third parties, and reliability is also a concern. Plugins can be unpredictable, so it's important to test them thoroughly before relying on them. And that's it for critical tasks. We're going to leave it there. It's a great book to have as an ebook companion, a Kindle book companion. There's hot links throughout the book. You can actually see what the screenshots look like. I very much recommend that you have the book right next to your computer when you're using it and give you step-by-step instructions on how to use Copilot in each one of the applications. So if you have an interest in doing so, I have a recommendation that you pick up this book. Again, this is Copilot for Dummies by Chris Minnick. It's very well done, and that's where we'll leave it. Thanks for joining us. That's a wrap.